Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 5th of March. Well, I said Wednesday then. These days go past so quickly. Is it age or is it just that they go past quicker? Anyway, let's have a quick look at what's coming out today. Is a quick switch to actually a little update on this. And so Wednesday brought us some. We'd already seen the Australian data, inflation coming out higher there. ADPs came out better than expected there, giving the US dollar a little bit of a smile maybe. Aside of that, really, today we've got very little unemployment claims US. This one does have potentially a little bit more impact than normal. We've got Lagarde speaking there at 5 p.m. this evening. Annual global risk. Right, okay, that's it then. So not a lot, and it's all looking forward to non-farm payrolls. But really, reality is a lot of things aren't just moving because of the way the markets are. The war across with Iran, US, Israel is just not settling these markets whatsoever. So let's have a look at what we can see technically anyway. First things first, Euro US dollar here then. So on the dailies we did get a little bit of a bounce through into yesterday but at the moment it's just really consolidating. It was a horrible day. If you come down to the hourly bars, here you go, it just pitched slightly higher there, got that higher low in there, but had done that earlier, hadn't it? It pitched into that 7 o'clock, rolled over, never really triggered properly to the downside there, and then, well, just come back up and spent the day doing the best part of nothing, and we could see more of that. From the fundamental point of view, there's no significant news there, so we're left down to the great unknown effectively. The pound dollar, similar case here really. Same sort of picture right the way through. I've got nothing here setting up that I really would like to be in at any point of the day at this stage. It's just too mucky, so I should be leaving that. Dollar yen, this has a bit of potential, but we'll see. The reason this has got the potential is the fact that we could see the intervention coming through here at some point, but maybe even the Japanese have decided just to let things work themselves out. I just liked this on the short term in respect of where it is here, but it's not looking so pretty now. It looked quite nice with that big bearish bar there, almost a bullish engulfing, yeah, but out both ends there, key reversal bar, but it doesn't look like it's going to trigger on this bar. If it triggered on this bar to the downside, it looked more interesting. It did work its way down there yesterday, breaking down, moving through, giving a bit more, as I say, we've seen a bit more strength here, but again, this one's a little bit clearer potentially on the. We'll look at what happens this afternoon and see if we can get a bit of a continuation on this one. To the downside, Aussie dollar meanwhile is softening here. This morning it had a reasonable day there yesterday-ish, and then it's done a pivot swing here and just looking softish at the moment. We'll see how it progresses, but again, it's just, I don't like this spiky action which went before. It could be running back down towards its S2 there on the weekly pivots. Daily wise, yeah, okay. You had a bit of probably divergence around the highs there, which is already triggered and finished. Basically, just because you get divergence on a bit of price action around a high or a low doesn't mean to say it's going to move for miles. The original analysis that was done on it before everyone thought it's a key reversal point was the fact that it'll literally do a one-to-one of the move. This is breaking down a little bit here. Morning, Paul. This is breaking down a little bit as we're speaking. I quite like the look of it for now, but could get a bit of a continuation, but I'd need to see the pound and the euro coming off as well. If they do, it may be even that going back to the pound, the way it's in the underside of its daily pivot at the moment, might be an easier alternative for the greater volumes coming through, but this does look soft. US dollar CAD, now this one looks a little bit firmer compared to the others. I was looking at this earlier in terms of its potential at some stage. This daily bars, for a big pardon. If it was to break the monthly pivot there, it might just sort of give us a bit more. The thing is, on the last couple of weeks, last week, this week, it's not really done a great deal. And yeah, look at it daily wise, lots of risk of just getting into a trade that, from what if you looked at this move here yesterday morning, for example, okay, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, but just take the example. If you've been looking to take a short on this at that point, it looks quite sort of neat. It'd gone to the underside of pivot. I like these sort of moves, and yes, it did go there, but then it just chopped for the rest of the day. It never, well, did eventually get down to its S1, so you could say that was a successful move from there, but it did what it should do. It just took a lot of chop in between, and I would imagine a lot of traders, when they saw this, if they'd been doing it and saw this sort of movement coming in here, would have given up and closed out. Again though, it does look like it's got potential. My preference is to trade this more towards the sort of later morning, early afternoon sort of thing, so we'll see. But it's got potential of that continuation as a sale. If it starts breaking this afternoon below the daily pivot, monthly pivot, there's an option. I never know why I go into this New Zealand dollar. I don't trade it very often at all. It's really doing much the same as the Aussie. Let's leave that. Euro yen is a pair that I quite like, but again, this one's got a bit mucky. Doesn't really show it too much in the weekly here. It's drifting southbound, but yesterday just got into no man's land. Never really went one way or the other. A breakdown of these lows here, potential continuation signal. Not looking the best. This fits with, I mean, basically looking like for a stronger yen. Now the dollar yen looks better than this does, and maybe better looking at a dollar yen if it does turn round. Okay, Euro Aussie still, well, just still rolling. It's the hourlies is getting a little bit of bounce here. The daily's still sitting around the lows here. This might be trying to work out some support. Doesn't look so pretty today for sure. It did roll off nicely yesterday afternoon and continue rolling back down to the double bottom here. This might have exhausted its moves, but we'll see. That's pretty much currency wise, unless you guys have got any crosses that you're looking at and you would like to share, just pop them in on the chat side of things and I'll have a look at them. Now I will go and look at gold. I'll look at silver first, and silver's flat this morning. Let's just have a look at the overall picture here. Yep, didn't really do a lot more yesterday. Ended up picking up a fraction from its daily low, but it's just not looking appealing here. Gold's the one to be watching for at the moment for any effect, but even this is just back to its mean and tootling along there slowly, and I expect this to be sort of generally the case. A break above the weekly pivot here would be a bit more of a bullish signal, but for now not really doing a great deal. Oil up another 1.5%, still sitting round its highs from Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday's highs there. It's right the way through. So many pivots here. It's pushed so far, of course. Sitting at around about the $77. This is Western Texas. Put another $10 on that for Brent, which now contains Western Texas is in the its composition. This is double topped here, but aside of that, it could just just continue pushing. Maybe we want to look for this afternoon, the equity markets, S&Ps. So the S&P is continuing this horrible daily chop. They've really, if anything, it just got that hint of from when we saw on Tuesday there, when we saw this, the market sell take the low out there. It's given us this lower high. It's just got the hint of a uncertainty, a bit up and down like something I can't mention. Okay. Yeah, looking quite soft where it sits at the moment on this hourly basis. Um, if I was in normal conditions, maybe if this was the afternoon and it was sort of setting up like this, I'd be looking for the R1. But it ain't normal conditions, and anyway, it needs to be the afternoon. But there is potential. See how it chops along this morning. Right, FTSE. Has been struggling of late. It did catch a bit of a balance there yesterday. Not looking the prettiest of all, but again back above the pivot, maybe a little bit further up there. If we saw a move coming through, it could be interesting. At the moment, it still looks like it's on. It's below the pivot. It's showing weakness here. On this hourly basis, it did give us a higher low there yesterday and confirmed that higher low and pushed through, but it's a bit of a coin flip here. The DAX, same picture on the hourlies, daily wise here, still struggling. Now from a bigger picture on the 4 hourly, if we did see a break of this 3 o'clock bar as it is on Trade Nation here, we saw a break of that low there, would signify further potential downside. Just look at what's happening there. So, but again, bit of patience. I'm afraid it's been a patience game for years now, and the last couple of years, a year and a bit, that we have to wait until the afternoon for the better signals. Often, sometimes we get an earlier signal on the likes of the DAX, but just patience. Patience, and lots of risks sitting there that we can't really judge or work out. So trade carefully. If you have to trade, sometimes the best thing is to sit on your hands. I have not taken a trade this week. I'm in a trade from a couple of weeks ago. When was it? It's the 12th of February. I took my trade on the Euro Aussie. That's how long ago it was. But I haven't taken a trade this week at all. Just don't like these markets as they stand. Right, I shall leave you to it, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye for now.